Welcome to the 67th episode of Impact Media Presents Carl and Latonya Gilliard. I am Kelly Redmond, your host and Executive Director of Impact Media and Entertainment Coalition, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Today, you will have the pleasure of getting acquainted with my dear friends, Carl and Latonya Gilliard, who are among Hollywood's beloved couples and most credited actors, gifted voices, impactful directors, and the list goes on. They are definitely one of my favorite couples and partners in LA because of their commitment to positive and uplifting content, but more importantly, because of who they are as people. It's my pleasure to welcome Carl and Latonya to Impact Media Presents. Welcome, Carl and Latonya. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
So wonderful to see you. The past 2 years have just been awful, not being able to see all our folks on a regular basis.
I know.
But
yeah,
I see you in other spaces. I get to see you in the content that I'm watching, which is wonderful, whether your web series 2 Degrees or family business. I mean, Carl, you're everywhere. I was just catching up on Bigger last night and saw you conduct the wedding of the mom. and that was a Kid, right? From Kid and Play.
Yeah.
And then which one's Kid and Play? No, that's Play.
What?
That's Play. That's Play. When I think of Kid, I think of the light-skinned dude. No offense,
yes.
The light-skinned guy. And Kid is the light-skinned guy with the hair.
Right.
So that's 50% of it. So you get Kid right, then the other one's Play. That's how I just say it in my mind, and that's how I know it's Play. His name is Christopher. What's Chris' last name? Anyway, his name is Chris. His name is Chris.
You were who I was most excited about. And by the way, happy 37th anniversary. I know yesterday was your anniversary of being in LA.
I remember it every year. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I can still see that, moving across country and with nothing but the clothes on my back and a few things in my car. Yes. And my 1981 Mazda 626 with no air conditioning. I had
a Mazda 326. We've got too much in common. The cars.
Exactly, right.
Wow, that is really something. Latonya, how are you, lady?
I'm good. I missed you. The last time I saw you was at the beach.
That's right, our Stars retreat, which was awesome.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Yeah. I sat out there too long, though. About burnt my face up.
Oh my goodness. It was such a wonderful time. It's so needed, so healing and rejuvenating.
It was
wonderful. Thank you.
And I stayed out there and more ladies showed up as more, because you had to go to a big concert. I remember that.
Yeah, I can't remember which one, but yeah.
It was at the Greek. That's all I remember.
Oh, yeah.
It was old school.
Concert.
Yeah, it was old school. I remember that.
Yes, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was.
So it's so good to see you.
That night, getting in and out of the Greek is something else.
I'm gonna make sure that's shared. I'm trying to share. I guess I can't share it.
He's trying to share.
Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. I'm trying to share it to my page.
Oh, okay.
Keep talking. I'm here.
Absolutely, no. We'll keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. I tell you what. So, Latonya, why don't you start? Tell us about your why you came to LA from North Carolina, and why you're pursuing a career in entertainment.
Well, it wasn't to pursue a career in entertainment. I moved. Yeah, I came here because I just needed to get away from North Carolina. I was just done. And my son who's who's celebrating his 27th birthday today.
Wow. Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, he actually wanted to get onto television. He was sure about that. And so I was married at the time to my kid's father.
You were?
And he wanted to get in. We had just filmed a little short film with the kids and everybody in it. And so he wanted to do more. But I had a lot of friends here. And one of my good friends, T. Smith, who's passed away, but at the time, he just said, you know what, come on out. You'd be a great producer. Because he was a producer on The Proud Family and Moesha and the Parkers. And He took me around, and that is when I really kind of fell in love with production and television and all that stuff. But that's not, like the main reason why I came.
Mhm.
I owe a lot of that to him for pulling me in, because once I was on the set, it was Paramount Studios, and it was a TV show called Second Time Around. And I even got a chance to sit in the writer's room. I mean, he just took me around to all of it, and I just fell in love with the whole process.
So do you love creating content more than singing? You're such a gifted singer.
I kind of do, yeah.
It is all over the world. I will never forget your birthday party.
Yeah, you were there.
I was just like, oh my God, we need more of this, more of your voice. Oh, I'm still just, I've got big plans for you. I told you.
I will be doing more. I will. It's coming back. I will be doing more.
I have 19 songs that I have started writing that are in the making. Yeah, and all since last year.
That's a lot.
Yeah. About 14 are about, complete, still need work, but, have kind of a full, that are fully kind of developed in terms of the message and enough content for a whole song. And they're kind of like the neo soul flair, so your voice would definitely. Oh
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you sing?
I love to sing, but I don't know how many people would love for me to sing.
I'm with you. You and me will be in the same club.
My boo likes my singing, so that's all that matters. He plays the bass, so we do our Ashford.
Oh my God, here we go again. I play bass, and I don't play anymore, but I used to play bass.
You play bass too?
I used to play bass, yeah.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we have.
Yeah, I played for years, actually. For years.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't. Detroit guys. We got to get you together. So tell me a little bit more about your journey, both of your journeys into entertainment. Carl, I know you started off as an account executive like me, but at the LA Times when I was in Cincinnati.
Yeah, but I knew when I came here that I was going to be an actor. Mm-hmm. I got into the LA Times because I was in a sales job in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and prior to that, Detroit, Michigan. Mm. So I left Michigan to come here to just get a job because I figured, I want to be an actor. Why don't I just get a job in LA selling and pursue acting while I'm working? So that was kind of my logic behind it. So when I came here, I knew that I was going to be an actor. I wasn't coming here to do anything but that. Mm-hmm. The weather's really nice. And I'd kind of gotten fired from my job in Kalamazoo. I was kind of fired.
Okay.
I was kind of fired. So I needed something to do with my life, and Kalamazoo wasn't happening. And I was in my 20s. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get in my car and drive west. And I did. By myself, didn't know anybody. I had cousins here. And I came out, and that was it.
And 37 years later.
Mm-hmm. And for the first 3 years, I didn't do anything. I was just working. Took me 3 years to really get, going. I had gotten married and had, I didn't have my kid, my first daughter. My daughter was born. She came into the world in 87. And then I started doing theater. And I started working at the Inglewood Playhouse in Sentinel Park. It's still there. Mm-hmm. And that's what really got my start, was in theater there, in a little small, 99-seat theater.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about some of the favorite projects that you're working on right now. I know you're having a great time on the family business. Mm-hmm. And so tell us a little bit about that.
Family business? Oh, that show is truly about family because the producers of the show are friends. Indy Brown and Trey Haley I've known forever. And then Carl Weber is a frat brother. Yes. And has now become, a cool friend, and he looks out for me. So it's just a frat thing. So he says, I'm going to just write stuff for you to do. And so I just go in and do it.
I love that fraternity, that alpha fraternity scene.
Oh, in Bel Air?
In Bel Air, yes. Mm-hmm. I love how you're getting to mix, the personal with the business and telling our stories. It's so important.
That's a really interesting story because I've been, auditioning for years, and that was the first time that I received a breakdown where they asked me, was I a member of Alpha Pi Alpha? I don't know if it played a part in it or was my acting. I don't know, but I got the job, and now I'm on the show, 2 episodes, hopefully more, and I'm playing a frat brother of the Uncle Phil character. And he's not really an alpha in real life. He's just a show, but I am. So when I work with him, I kind of, no, this is what the alphas will really do, kind of thing. It's kind of cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I was very excited to see the first season of your web series, 2 Degrees. I'm excited for the second season. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and what we can expect and when for the second season?
I don't know when. We want to take it up a notch. And I've been sharing a few episodes with a few trusted friends, and all of them say, unless they're just kind of shining me on, but all of them say the show deserves to be on television, and
it will be. That's the goal.
So that's it's the new season. I mean, the first season was good, but we had a limited budget, and it was a small model. It was basically shoot 1 episode a day, one place, just kind of contained. And the second season has a little bit of that, but it's just opened up more. The episodes are longer. Like we got 1 episode is 43 minutes. Most of them are within like 25, 28 minutes. So it's a full-fledged series now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to release it, just on Facebook like I did last time.
Yeah, it's on YouTube right now.
The first season's on YouTube.
First season.
Yeah. But
we have much bigger plans for the second
season. In answer to your question, I don't know when it's going to come out, but I mean, that show is such a gift, and this one right here is the one who got me to open up and do it, because for so many years I was like, I don't want to do anything like that because no one's going to watch it. No one's going to care. I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't have nothing to say. And then she kicked me upside the head and said, yeah, you do. I'm like, okay.
You definitely do.
I didn't think that I did, but I'm glad that we did it though. So it's
it's a great show.
I tell you, the thing is, she plays my girlfriend. Well, not my girlfriend.
Sort of.
She plays. I'm dating her.
Right.
And she don't want to marry me on the show.
Right. I remember she was cold-blooded.
I'm like,
she let you know a few things. I remember.
Well, okay. Well,
it's going to change the dynamic of the show, so I don't want to do that yet.
Well, I gotta have something to do.
There's gonna be plenty to do.
Jeez Louise.
He's full of shenanigans. So it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
But there's so many of us who are in this, phase of, having been married and making the transition back to single life and, beginning to date again, beginning to remarry, so it's so relevant. And there's
and it's what's great about it is that it's not autobiographical, but it kind of is. It's not though. It's really not. I didn't do a lot of things I do in the show because the Carl in the show is just real. Okay, I'm kind of stupid, but the show is real stupid. I do some outrageous stuff and say really stupid things in this show.
Yeah,
and it's working. So
it's funny.
It's working.
That's important.
Yeah.
It's been called a black Curb Your Enthusiasm. So, and if you know how irreverent that show is, but it's just, I love it. I'm proud of what we've been able to bring together, all the people, all the wonderful actors that are in this.
They're really good. The actors in this thing are really, present company excluded. Very, very, very good actors.
Yes.
Really, really, really good. So, and as I look at the second season, I look at like every episode, I'm like microanalyzing every little beat.
Yeah.
And I'm just amazed at the type of talent we have. The first season we had more kind of names involved. This season we have some, but this season we have just a lot of solid actors.
Yeah.
That you've seen many of these.
Absolutely.
So anyway, that's the cool
part. Bill Duke. So
is Bill gonna come? No, Bill's not in this season.
No, he's not in this season.
He was in last season.
The last season, yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Surprise appearance by him.
Right. And let me just say that one more thing about it, because it's relevant to our conversation, is as a creative, as an actor, we have to do our own thing.
Absolutely.
I mean, even if you don't write, you don't produce, you don't direct, find other people who believe in you, who you can collaborate with, because it's necessary to stay relevant and to stay productive. And then also, once you do it, it opens everything else up.
Absolutely.
That's what I've experienced.
True.
Absolutely. No.
That was relevant important. I should say that. Yeah.
And Latonya, we talked about the event last year at Sistars, but tell us about your mission around Sistars and the work that you're doing there.
Oh, Sistars workshop party. Well, we have a home on Facebook right now.
That I can join.
You know what? And I was on Clubhouse for a little bit, but Clubhouse, I may join. We may start it back up a little bit. Also, our Carl and Latonya on Clubhouse. I don't know. Clubhouse was something that just came and went for us.
And then I was like, this is just too much. I got to get out.
Yeah. It was just like one more thing.
I got to get off Clubhouse. I've got to live. You know?
Yeah, it was just too much. It was just one more thing. And I'm like, okay, do we really need this?
Yeah.
But Sistars is a group of ladies that I love everyone in this group, even though we have more that are active, now than we did a couple of years ago. But it's where I encourage women to speak so that they can heal. Yes. And then eventually you just shine, because that's what women, the voice of women needs to be heard. Too many women suffer in silence. Absolutely. And everything that we go through, we should be able to support one another and uphold one another. And also stretching all of that over. One of my goals is stretching that into entertainment, because I am so done with seeing Black women on television backbiting and backstabbing and fighting and, especially in the reality shows. And I'm like, you know what, this has to stop.
Yes.
And Carl and I are about creating content. So that is an area that we're going to be working on also. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, much more for the Sistars workshop. There's going to be more workshops coming. We're planning one coming up fairly soon with Melanie Mack, who is, Melanie, and she is excellent when it comes to helping women in finances. Yes. And she's an excellent fundraiser.
Black Cooperative Investment Fund.
Yes. And so she's going to be talking about that, because women, especially women of color, we've been on the lower percentage of women who've had success in finances and businesses and things like that. But that's coming up, but we do need the support and we need mentorship.
Yes.
So that's what I aim to provide within the group for myself and for, any other woman who's willing to step into that role.
And tell everyone how they can join the group on Facebook.
Actually, all you have to do is send a request. I don't really turn women away. I'm not trying to get a certain caliber of women in that group. I'm just opening up to everybody, because everyone needs a sisterhood.
Absolutely.
Everyone. You qualify just because you're a woman, period.
Yeah, I tried joining and I got blocked. What's up with that?
Yeah, I
Sistars, SISTARS.
Correct.
Workshop party. Sistars workshop.
Yeah. And Facebook's kind of weird. I think if you type all of that in, you should definitely get it. But I just think some people find it just under Sistars. Yeah. But my name should be attached to it somewhere. So sometimes I just send people the link and just let them join if I know they want to join. But sometimes people just discover us and come in, and before COVID, we used to meet once a month in Inglewood, and hopefully I can get back to that.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm all for the live meetings now. I'm like, I'm getting off screen, off of the audio, and living in real life.
Yeah, I have some ladies who are like, I don't want to do the work. I don't want to do the virtual thing. I want to go back in person. And I'm like, okay. We're coming back.
Outdoors, I'll go wherever. I'm getting off screen. Doing these real cool, but live here and jumping right back out.
Back to the beach.
Yes, back to the beach as much as possible, right?
Yes.
So now I want people to hear a little bit about your love story. It's been so inspiring to me personally, knowing Carl initially and then getting to meet you and kind of see your courtship, because you lived it in a public way, which was beautiful for those of us, especially in Los Angeles, women in Los Angeles. Dating seems to be a little harder. That's what a lot of the sisters say out here.
Yeah.
It's hard for men too, so they say.
Yeah, and so they say.
Well, it was public because of Carl.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But tell our viewing audience a little bit about your love story.
Oh wow. Well, Carl is, like you said, it's not just recently. He's always been all over the place when it comes to social media. Yes. So that's where I first saw him. And to this day, I don't remember who friended whom, but we were Facebook friends, but not communicating much. But I was singing at a party in Los Feliz, the AIDS awareness. I forgot the name of that group.
The AIDS Healthcare Foundation?
No, I can't remember, but it was this. Gosh, his name is Matthew or Michael something.
I don't.
Anyway,
I was there.
I got invited by Linda.
Yeah,
Linda
that's how I.
Okay.
That's who invited me.
Yeah, and so I went and I sang and met so many wonderful people, and I was out in the back part, and Carl came. So I was with the date. He was with the date, and I saw him, and I tapped him on the shoulder, and I said, "You're called Carl Gilliard?" And he was like, "Yes." And I said, "Oh, I'm Latonya Black. I'm your Facebook friend." And that was it. You know, he was, "Oh, hi," you know.
And that was it.
That was it.
That was it. And then later on,
more to it than that.
well, yeah.
That was on December 28th
of 2013. I mean 14. But the thing about it is that that it was all there was to it.
Yeah.
Because I was involved with somebody else, and I was there.
Yeah.
And then when that ended, I was on Facebook. And I noted her little light was on, and I said, "Oh, that's the cute brown-skinned sister who hit me up at the party."
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay, let me start talking to her." And then she's gonna deny this, but she was.
What am I gonna deny?
Okay, here we go. She was very flirtatious in the exchange.
Oh, at the part at the original.
No, the exchange. No, the inbox exchange on Facebook.
Inbox. Okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't seeing that guy I was seeing.
So
anymore.
I mean, I'm like, oh yeah, she gave me a little.
Yeah, you gotta let me know.
Oh, I can teach you how to flirt.
I'm learning the art.
Flirt. Yeah.
So I mean, so that got me because she was already attractive to me, and I was like at the crib by myself. I was like literally by myself at the crib, bored.
Yeah.
And on the computer, and she's being all nice and flirtatious. Okay. And that's kind of what
gotta let them know, right, Latonya? It's like,
but you know, it's interesting because the whole flirtation thing, she says with great pride, and she's right, because had she not been that night, I'd be okay. I would have been okay. And she's just like anybody else.
Exactly.
Because she was so nice to me.
Right.
And giving me a little bit of rhythm.
Right.
It kept me coming back for more.
Yeah, that's important. That's a good tip.
Yeah, he did. He did
some tips at the end of this, but
yes.
You know, and a lot of women, I think, in my view, I won't say all, but certainly a few that I know, they don't really have the art of flirtation down because we're so driven by ego. Men are.
Yeah.
Some men are like, you know, I'm gonna go in and put a kill. You know, that's not really the kind of guy I am. You know, I'm the kind of guy that if I'm not feeling no rhythm from you, I'm gonna move on. And I will move on to the next one and the next one, and then until I get the rhythm I'm looking for.
Yes.
And some guys just hone in. I just see something I like, and this guy, I'm going to until I, you know, break down all the defenses. No.
And I think it happened just organically.
It did. It was organic.
The way it's supposed to, I guess, because I mean, because he, like you said, he kept calling me.
I did.
And when I saw that, you know, he was going to be doing that, then I would call him too sometimes. So
Not very much so.
Well, I didn't have to.
Right.
Because that's what I tell the women all the time.
I was on.
If someone's interested in you, you will know it.
Absolutely.
No game playing.
No game playing.
No.
And I'll take it a step further. I said, there's nothing a woman can do to make a man interested in her.
Nope.
The man knows, he knows immediately, and he will pursue. And there's nothing you can do. You can be mean to him, and he will still pursue you if he wants you. If you're nice to him and do everything for him, that's not going to woo him to get him to fall in love with you or be attracted to you.
Yeah, and you have to be your authentic self.
Yep.
So you know what you're getting.
Right.
And he knows what he's getting. So yeah, there's a whole lesson in that, definitely.
Yeah, but we met. I mean, I was dating. I was a soul.
he was kind of a mess too at the beginning, because he was still getting over some stuff.
Oh, I was totally just, I was trying to remember I think, what? I'm pretty sure that we got married almost like 13 months after my divorce was final.
What do you mean pretty sure? Of course we did.
Oh.
Okay, we met each other at the party
first, right?
We met each other at the party December 28th, 2013. We got married December 28th, 2014.
And my divorce was final in November of 2013. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started dating pretty quickly. I wouldn't get into that because that's a whole nother separate discussion. But I was in my 50s. Okay, I don't need a whole bunch of time.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to take a bunch of time. I'm a Christian. I'm not trying to be like out there dating that. No, I'm you gone, move out the way. I know I'm processing.
Right.
We're going to be multitasking this thing. I'm not going to be sitting at the home at the crib watching Netflix. When am I getting over it? No, that's just not how I roll. So basically there was a woman who I was seeing like right toward the end of my divorce. We weren't seeing each other. Then once the divorce was final, then we made it official. And we did it for about 3 months or 4 months. But we were good friends before that. So it's like, and then that went away. And at that point, I was like, okay. I wasn't really looking for anything per se. And I don't know if I knew I'd get married so soon. That wasn't really the plan at all, was it?
No, it was not.
That's a whole nother story.
Right.
But I don't think I said, oh, I'm gonna get married in a year. I didn't. When I did it, it was a shock to, I think, a few people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
very exciting though.
Yeah, it was a shock. And I remember at Faithful Central, remember the first, I think that we got married on a certain day, and the first Sunday that you could go to church, and we went to church after we got married. I remember getting looks from people that were just shocked.
It was.
Looking at me. There was one particular pastor's wife, one of the pastors' wives. I still could see her face with daggers looking at me from across. Like, you come out of the tabernacle and there's like that little, and she was like a cross, and I could see her cutting me with her eyes. Like, oh my God.
Wow.
This is gonna be on now.
Yeah, they're all lucky I'm just so nice and kind. And
but here's the beauty of it all. Here's the button in the story. We went from that to people just really embracing Latonya.
Yes.
It was like a total, to watch her win people over. And I don't think she was trying to win anybody over. And I wasn't trying to do that.
Try. Right.
But people just were won over by her at Faithful Central. Those women loved her.
Yeah.
So,
and that was, well, actually most. A
lot of them. Yeah.
You can't take the 2 or 3 and make them big.
No.
It was mostly people that were really kind to her. So that was a cool experience to watch that happen. Yeah. When you look at the context of what I'd come out of, which was very public and faithful, because I was married to someone who's got a big presence there.
Right.
So when to have that happen was a really cool God thing.
Yes.
That had to happen because I needed a wife. I'm the kind of guy that needs a wife. But I needed a wife who's my wife. Who is I ain't getting into this. This is kind of a deep discussion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's talk about Yogi Bear or the Flintstones or something like that.
We don't go that deep, but what I would, since I was planning to get around to the faith story too. you mentioned being a Christian, which I knew. We met at Faithful
Yeah,
Central
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
and had the opportunity to work together on the FCBC Repertory Group Summit and Impact Media Summit. And I appreciate your partnership over the years. I want to hear from both of you, how your faith has sustained you on this journey in entertainment and in your love life.
Wow. Well, I'm from North Carolina, the Bible Belt.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like by default, I grew up in the church, whether I wanted to or not.
Right.
But and as I have grown and as I have evolved, my relationship with God, spirituality, whatever you want to call it, has done some pretty miraculous, strange, crazy, wonderful things. I'm not the same person I was even 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, and I just grow and evolve daily. And I have just learned that it takes a strong belief that you're in oneness. That's what I call it. Yes. With God. I just don't do the separation thing anymore.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't think that works. And that's a lot of talk and everything, but it's all about love.
Absolutely.
And for Carl and I to sustain and keep on going on through some of the things that we've dealt with and been through, it's about us. I know sometimes you have those scars from past relationships, and you have to bring one another back through all the muck and the mire that you may be arguing about or whatever, and it comes back still just to you two. And I have to remind him sometimes it's us. This is just us. Yeah. But I have to, So, and it's give and take, but when you are committed, I think it definitely takes a strong commitment to one another.
Absolutely.
It does. And thank goodness we do have that.
I want to share a comment with you from Angelia Manley. Said, beautiful story. Timing is everything. You were meant to be. I'm a sucker for a love story, especially Black love. So thank you.
Black love. Black love. Thank you, Angelia.
Thank you.
Yeah, I faith is everything, for me. I grew up in Kojic. So my whole family, I have a lineage of Kojic in my family. And I got away from that in college and high school where I was a hellion, but I was a nice guy, but I was still a hellion. For me, I don't know how anyone could do what we do in this industry without God.
Right.
I don't see it as being possible. I think you need the favor of God to open doors for you.
Yeah.
And God has been very, very faithful to me in terms of the doors that he's opened that I know I didn't open them. Relationships that I have that I know I didn't do. Seeing that I was going in this direction, I had no idea how we're going to sustain that.
Right.
So it's like, I'm grateful. I'm very, very happy. It's not like, it's perfect, you know what I'm saying? But when you get to be, I'm in my 60s now. So it's like, I don't have time to be wallowing over things I can't control.
Right.
So that's where the faith comes in. And Latonya has shown me how to take, certain things in stride. I've shown her a few things too, but I ain't gonna get into that.
No. We encourage one another because he's if I hadn't been with him, there would be no sisters and stuff, because being with him brought all of that out of me, because I was helping him at the beginning. When we first were dating, I was creating memes for Twice Married Brother, all this stuff. And I'm like, what am I doing? This is like, I didn't even realize I had all that in me.
Right.
So being with him is what brought all of that out.
Wow.
And so He pushes me, I push him.
Very supportive of each other. I think that,
Yeah.
And that's clear.
I saw something. It was Chris Rock, and then I shared it, and he did this thing about relationships and stuff. And I can say that, this is our third marriage, and I can tell you that the one common thing I found in both my prior marriages, for me, from my point of view, was I felt there was a competition there. I wasn't competing with them, but I felt that they were competing with me. And it's not supposed to be about that. You're supposed to help each other, be the best person that they are.
Yeah.
And I just felt there was competition and even a little bit of jealousy because, people liked me and, I had one of the wives say to me, if they knew the kind of person you were, they wouldn't like you. I'm like, well, you're married to me. Of course you know all the bad things about me. If people knew all the bad things about you, they wouldn't like you either.
Right.
So I'm just saying that's just the way it is. I mean, so of course the public doesn't know everything about you.
Right.
So that's true for everybody. But I'm just saying that, in the intimacy of a marriage, you have to look to your partner to allow you to be who you are.
Yeah, space. You have to give one another space.
To be who you are. And that's something that was missing, at least for me, in the past, is that I always supported, just naturally known that, people should be who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that if I do nothing else, I knew that before. I just didn't know how to choose that for myself in a situation. I had to learn that. It took me a long time.
So how did you know? How did you know how to choose? And what led you to be able to
Well,
choose?
I'm gonna drop some names. Do you know Jack Lighty, right?
Oh, I do. He's the one who introduced me to you.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, that's right. So Jack said something to me one time after my divorce. He walked into me and he said something like, I know what you're doing wrong. And he walked away from me. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Hey, come back here. And he just basically said to me, he said, hey man, you don't change yourself for anybody. You don't, fix yourself into a pretzel to try to make somebody else happy, man. You just be who you are, and the people who come, they come. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing it.
Girl together. Oh my God.
And so I started, and then just a light came up in my head. And I started sharing with all my male friends. It's like, you go, like, for example, a lot of guys will go into let's say you go to a party, right? And I even put this in my show in episode 6. So you would go to a party and you see somebody who has a nice body and somebody who's cute, and you would just chase that girl around the party. And I remember going to a party once. I learned this from Jack, and then I saw one of my friends who I said, man, sit your behind down. I'm chasing these women in this party. So you get you a drink and you see who's checking for you.
Yeah.
Who's checking for you? Now, you don't look for a woman. You don't chase her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, wait a minute. She's not chasing you, but you need to see who's checking for you first.
Checking for you.
And that's when you grow from that.
Feel the energy.
Oh, and so from that point forward, it's like, because I spent all my time just chasing. Oh, when I was like, oh my God, I was a freaking chaser. Just women who were not interested. And it's such a waste of time. And a lot of guys who feel that's good, they're going to break her down and good luck. You do that. But so how did I know? So in Latonya's case, there were certain things that she did and said that made it very clear that she was interested. And she was not just interested in me in some sort of superficial way. Right. She was interested in me. And when she found me, when we found each other, when I say I had nothing, I had nothing. I was driving Uber, I was driving Postmates, I was driving limousines, I was living in a gutter sack apartment.
It was not.
Okay, it was a gutter apartment without the sack. But I'm saying that, and she
it was a bachelor pad.
It was bachelor pad. I moved there because the rent was cheap and it was just me. So
it was a nice apartment though. Yeah. Well, anyway, neither one of us, we were both going through some stuff, and we just, I don't know, I guess we just connected, just clung to each other. That's all we had.
And that's really, I remember, I'm gonna drop another name. Mark Little?
Of course.
So Mark and I were at lunch one time. All these guys, I had such great people. When I tell you,
Yes.
the mentorship I had was like an all-star lineup. Mark Little, Jack Lightsey, Pastor, what's the pastor? Oh, he's in drawing a blank. Donald Bell.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Donald Bell was like
goodness.
he and I was having lunch together all the time. I mean, these are the people who were feeding into my life.
Oh, Donald Bell has dropped some nuggets in my life.
Donald Bell and I used to have lunch all the time. And it was his wife who brought that together. I was scared of Donald Bell. She said, "I want you to meet my husband." I'm like, "I want to meet your husband." But I ended up meeting him, and he was just an influence on me. So,
yeah,
so I was
I've been trying to get him on here. I'm holding out. I'm gonna keep trying. Yeah.
Well, in other words, it took a village.
Yeah.
To help Carl change his mindset from where it was.
Yeah, but I was at lunch with Mark Little one time, and I was so damaged about this whole money thing. I said, you know what? I'm not going to marry nobody. I have some money. I have a good job. I have some serious and
Which is what most
I am not doing a thing until I have some money. So in the meantime, I'm just out here. I'm going to play a little bit, have a little fun, but I'm not going to do nothing until I get some money because it's ridiculous. Because you can't take care of a woman. You can't marry somebody you can't take care of. I went through this whole ramble thing. And Mark sat there, looked at me, and I got done. He said, don't do that. It was like an attorney.
Oh, don't do that.
I went through all of this stuff, and he said,
"Don't do that.
Don't do that." And he does all he had to say. Because I'm like, okay, I won't do that. And the mindset I think attracted her.
Yeah,
it just attracted her to me because she was the right one for me. And I don't try to disparage, women who want guys to come with, a certain amount of money and whatever. That's fine. But I think that I was a very unique fit. And there were women friends who told me, they said, man, don't do nothing till you get some money. Get your money straight.
Yeah.
I mean, there were women who loved me. Friends of mine told me that.
Yeah.
And my whole thing,
it's God's time. It's in God's timing.
But here's the thing that's wrong with that, Kelly. I know where it's coming from a good place. I understand where it's coming from. But my thing back is, okay, so what about the men who are single, who love God, who don't have it together? What are they supposed to do? Just do nothing? Because they're going to do something.
No, they have to wait until they get somebody who has the same mentality that you ran into with me.
And that's the point.
Because the women who do believe, the man shouldn't do anything until he gets his money straight, that's the way she was taught to believe.
Exactly.
And that's what she's going to expect. Right. So you couldn't, any man who has to get all that stuff straight before he's even considered, that puts him in a different position to where he may not be totally invested in the heart because the pocket had to be straight first.
Yes.
Well, there are men like that. And I'm not even saying this is wrong because, my heart to take care of my wife is a legitimate heart to have. But there's also a piece that two people build together. Mm-hmm. And the things that are going on in our lives right now, both corporately and individually, I know would not be happening if it had not been for her. Mm-hmm. And God has shown me some huge things that are going to be happening for us. I don't even think I even worry about it anymore. I don't even think about it because it's just like I'm kind of like riding the train now. Just riding God's train, just continue to be creative and continue to build relationships and serve other people because I know that it's big. Yes. And it could not have happened had it not been for her. But God, God did that because he knew the unique need that I had. And it's almost like, it's almost like God knew what I needed. And so he realigned some things in my life to allow it to happen. That I would not have left myself. I would have stayed myself. But God said, no, we're going to let this.
Yeah. And as for the woman, though, you just really have to know.
Right.
Because a man should fend for a woman.
Yeah.
He should fend for. He should be there to, take care, be able to do certain things. But you really just have to know whether he's got money or not, especially if he has money and the wherewithal to provide to where you don't even have to work, stuff like that. You still have to know beyond all of that his heart is for you.
Absolutely.
You are for him. Because that money is not going to take care of everything because there's a lot of women who are attracted to money. And if your husband's heart is not tied in with yours, then other women who want that position could pull it away.
Absolutely.
You just have to know.
And folk who have money get divorced all the time.
All the time. So yeah, you just have to know.
So I'm very grateful because, you know, quite frankly, after my last situation, I didn't think that I was even husband material. That's how torn down I was. I didn't think that I could even be a husband to anybody.
Wow.
That's where I was, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, you two have dropped some real nuggets today. Thank you so much. Before we completely wrap up, I want you to share like what's next for both of you and any closing comments you have and how people can follow you on social media. So, Latonya, why don't you go first?
Well, I'm directing. Well, I help mentor a playwright, and I'm going to be directing her play sometime this year. We're working on it, and it's a holiday themed play, and her name is Kim Caffey. So we're going to be working on that. But I'm also producing Cassandra Sanders' play called Ain't No Family Like the One I Got, which Carl is directing.
I saw that. That is so cool.
Yeah. So that's the next thing for us right now. And we do have a film that we were consulting producers on about Mahalia Jackson called Remember Me, the Mahalia Jackson story. It's coming out. I don't know when.
It's coming pretty soon. So you'll be hearing some things. We can't talk about it, but
and it stars.
Share with me so I can get it out.
Yeah, it stars Lettucey as Mahalia Jackson.
Oh, and let's even come back and talk about that. So we're just beginning to talk about all the things.
Yeah.
We talk about.
So we got a few things happening. You know, I'm gonna be doing some more music. Carl's gonna be on TV a whole lot more. You're gonna keep seeing him.
Yeah.
We got some more projects that we can't mention right now, but yeah, we're working.
And like I said, Latonya, I've got some stages I'm working on to get you on as well. So
okay, all right. What y'all?
To hear that beautiful voice of yours. I'm telling you that was one of my favorite nights in LA in terms of just enjoying live entertainment.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I do like performing. I still do.
Yes.
So that's never going to go away.
Yes.
It's not going to go away.
And people can follow you how?
Facebook is my personal page, Latonya Gilliard, and then the Sistars Workshop Party. We have Gilliard Media Group, Instagram, Sistars Workshop Party also, and I think Twice Married Brothers still out.
It's that's on Instagram and it's everywhere.
And Gilliard Media Group, and then we have on YouTube 2 Degrees, the series. You can go watch the entire thing. Just go binge it.
Yes.
Before the next season comes out.
I should watch it again.
Yes.
I'm very proud of that show, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Proud of it.
Carl, tell me what.
Oh yeah. Oh, what? Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So 2 Degrees the series on YouTube is where you can find. You can also find 2 Degrees the series on Facebook, Instagram, 2 Degrees the series. My name, Carl Gilliard, is how you find me there on Facebook and on Instagram. And Twice Married Brother, you already said that.
Yeah.
You two are so
family business.
Oh, yeah, the family business.
Family business.
One of my favorite things to do.
What's it now? What?
I was saying, you two look so cute with Latonya with her head on your shoulder. I'm like, I did that
So the Remember Me is a big deal. I'm very excited about that. I'm really excited about 2 Degrees is the thing I'm really excited about.
Yeah, because it's our own.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm excited about all of it, but you know that it's just. If I really get into start talking about this, I'm going to start crying.
Come back next time.
No, but I'm just saying only that you know, you said some final words. So this is what I'm going to say.
Yes.
Never give up on yourself.
Yes.
Don't believe any lie.
Yes.
That's being placed in your spirit about, even if you made mistakes that maybe someone may be saying that may be slightly true. Even the bad things are not the totality of who you are.
Right.
But in fact, those bad things you can use and mix them all up and create something. And now it becomes a creative show. Like like when you see 2 Degrees, it's actually all of the things I went through that weren't so great.
Yeah.
They're now a comedy.
Yeah.
That show had all the things I went through created a show for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
And don't compare yourself to other people.
oh, don't do that either. Oh my God, that's a whole nother show too,
Yeah.
Kelly.
Yes.
That's a whole nother show because the people out who have been through my life over the last like 20, 25 years, some of them are superstars today.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like if I began to start comparing myself to those people, I would just not come outside
Yeah, just
anymore.
don't
I
do
would
that.
no. So it's like you have to just allow God to live through your life in a way that God will be pleased.
Yes.
And when things don't go your way, or when you make a mistake or say something stupid or do something crazy, just go to sleep, ask for forgiveness, and get up the next day and keep going. You know?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
thank
that's
you,
it. That's all.
Kelly. Thank you so much for having
No,
us.
thank you both. And I do. I sincerely want you back soon. And then whenever you have a project that's coming up and coming out, and we have dates and we can, promote it, let's definitely do that for whatever you have coming up. But and we've got to talk offline a little bit more about some of the things that we can collaborate on too, because there's lots happening. So thank you so much for joining us. This was really
our pleasure. And congrats to Jada. Was Jada a senior? She graduated yet?
She is a junior, but she did just get an internship. Carl, you may remember Victory Gardens in Chicago. She's going to intern at Victory Gardens in Lincoln Park in Chicago this summer, doing her theater.
By herself? Gonna be there by herself in Lincoln Park?
Well, she is going. No, well, she's going to be with my mom in Hyde Park.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're going to be doing colored water. Yeah, on the Flint, Michigan crisis.
That's right.
Wow. And so she's going to get to just observe and, be a part. We're hoping they give her a chance to audition for the understudy or a character that's like in her age group. But she's got some incredible mentorship there from the executive director of the theater, Ken Matt Martin. We are just so excited. And you've got to come check her out when she performs Gwendolyn from The Importance of Being Earnest on campus in Pepperdine.
That's just amazing to me. I just remember her going to AGC. She just seemed to be not interested.
She was very interested in the acting part, all the other stuff she wasn't interested in, and no slight to the Bill Duke Youth Media Program, but she wants to be on camera, on screen, in the theater. But
I remember that though from when I was
part. She was just like, "Oh, now I can't."
But you know what? I remember that from when I was her sub at Milliken.
Yes,
I remember that about her.
Yes,
but you know what though? I'm gonna tell you something. That's all fine and good. I think that she should, spread her wings and fly and act. But whenever she gets around me, she asks me for advice. I'm gonna say, "Look, you need to be creating. You need to be doing it all.
Do it all."
And that's cool. She can say, okay, Mr. Carl, yeah, bye-bye. But I'm gonna plant that seed every single time. She goes, he's gonna talk about that again. I'm walking away. That's fine.
Exactly. Needs to hear from people other than me. And she's coming around to it. But I'm glad that she has been so focused because it takes that focus to be successful.
Right.
Yeah.
But she definitely, that being well-rounded is important too. And what's beautiful, when she was in the Bill Duke Youth Media Training Program, she loved the financial literacy. So I tell Karen all the time, I'm like, you inspired my child. She would come back saying, "Mommy, do you know what the FDIC is?" Yes. So I'm like, so it tapped into some other things. But yeah, in this virtual world we're living in, she had to learn how to do everything anyway.
Right. That's why it's important. It's a whole new, thing.
On theater scholarship, she also has to be a part of the crew for the shows that she's not in, so she's become pretty well-rounded. We have to get her and Jordan together and get us all together and catch up and even get Tony in. Is Tony's son still acting?
No. He's Tony's son actually helped us out on one of the episodes, just like move furniture, that kind of thing. But he's not interested in it.
It's not his thing.
Well, we should still just have an AGC the carpool reunion.
I know, right?
Catch up. Yes.
All right.
I miss you guys. I look forward to seeing you soon. Love you. And thank you so much for sharing your
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate you.
And we had a whole hour show here.
Yeah. You have a lot of your a story to tell, and there are several segments to it. So absolutely. And then there's more to it. And I'm gonna bring a few of you together, some of the crew from, I had Davika on last week. We're gonna bring everybody together too and have a kind of reunion because we haven't been together in a while.
Yes.
All righty. Have a great week.
Love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in on Impact Media Presents Carl and Latonya Gilliard. It has been just an amazing time catching up with old friends as well as learning what's coming up in entertainment and some things that they're going to be featured in. And they'll be back to share more with some of the new projects that are coming out, especially looking forward to 2 Degrees. There will be many others coming soon. So stay tuned and look forward to seeing you next time. Take care and God bless.